So here we are in Excel, and let us try to make use of the advanced filtering technique. I have certain criteria which I have mentioned over here. Say for example, we have quantity, the salesperson, that is a sales representative's name, a case sensitive text that we are looking out for, that is Manchester, and we are also going to make sure that we are looking for sales that is above 499. So in order to understand where do we find the advanced data filter, then we go to the data tab, and here we have the advanced option just next to the filter command. Now if you notice, the advanced filter automatically selected the range for me in which my cursor was already present. Here the list range is updated. Now for the criteria range, I need to basically add in some values. First let me remove this part. Okay, in order to add the criteria range, let me look at the first part here. Now the first criteria that I need to specify is the quantity should be greater than 9. Let me select it and add it. So basically I have added it into the criteria range part here. Unique records only, I don't have to select it because here my data is actually going to be repeated. So never mind on that. Let me click on OK. Now if you notice the quantity, you can see that none of them are basically going to be lesser than 9. Now in here, if I would have specified it as greater and equals, then it would also bring up 9 if 9 was present in my data. And you can see this is basically just filtering it out for me, and it is not going to actually give me those filter buttons that usually come up when we apply filters. Let me call the advanced dialog box again. Let me open the range first. Yes, now let me again filter using advanced dialog box. This time the criteria range, let us select the salesperson. Now if I have to notice about the salesperson column, we have certain data or the certain sales representatives which actually have a common first and the second character, that is J and A, that is James and Jacob. So let me try to add that as a salesperson, and the wildcard character that I have added here is the star. So star will basically look up for any of the values that could match further of J and A. So J and A is going to be compulsory sort in the table. So when I've selected it in my advanced filter criteria, click on OK, and there you have Jacob and James, which have been filtered out from the sales person. So this was again the first two things that I have checked under my advanced criteria. Now let us go back to advanced criteria dialog box. So advanced filter dialog box is again with the help of Alt A, and the shortcut tells me it's Q. For the criteria range this time, let me make sure I select case sensitive text. Okay, now for the case sensitive text again, let us try to understand one more thing here. Let me just escape everything for now. If you notice this true value that is coming up, I have already mentioned the range, or I have already mentioned what exactly am I trying to search for. Now here if you notice, I have added the exact function. Now the exact function is supposed to look for an exact match of a particular value with comparing with another value. So I'm looking out for Manchester and looking if it is actually getting the correct result or not. If it is the correct result, then it results back to true. And this is something that I'm going to be using it into my advanced filtering. So Alt Q. This time let me in my criteria range, you can see case sensitive text is selected. Press enter. So you can see only Manchester has been filtered out from the entire range. The same thing now I'm going to use the last criteria, that is going to be sales which are above 499. Now there are some of the sales which are 460, 390. Now I don't want these to basically come up in my data. So there is advanced filter technique to my rescue. Select the criteria range. This time it's going to be for the sales part. There you go. Press enter and enter. And if you notice the sales, we have basically filtered out some of the values, and you can see that none of the values which are lesser than 499 have appeared into the sales column. All the values are above 499. So please put it into practice of using advanced data filtering techniques. In the next lesson, we are going to make use of array formulas for advanced calculations.